bike scene, you get a name, you know. So there's always some kind of nickname that befalls you. And I was pretty happy that like Indian Larry stuck, because there was a whole string of other ones, but that one stuck, and I was happy with that. Well, I was born. Now, let's see, when it started. I guess I became motorcycle crazy probably when I was 12 years old, although I didn't realize it was motorcycles, it was like bicycles, it was just two wheels. And then probably by the time I was 13 or 14, I was starting to realize like a motor could be attached somehow. And when I finally saw like a real motorcycle, you know, I think it was on TV, but it was like, that's it. Early on, it was like, oh, don't do that, that's not, I go like, I don't give a damn. This is what I'm doing, this is what's in my head, that's what I'm building. Even at the shows, sometimes people are like a little taken aback until it sinks in, and then of course it becomes the accepted and the copied. And now I seem to be at the pinnacle now, because the whole chopper thing is like coming on strong, and people are starting to get what I do now. They're getting away from the bastardized version of motorcycles. It's a whole mental thing. This is just the medium that I've chosen, you know. Since I can't really paint, or I'm not like a sculptor, it happened to be motorcycles and metal, you know. Sometimes I kid around and go like I'm the Mozart of motorcycles, you know. It's like a child prodigy. That's just the thing, and sometimes it can be torturous. I couldn't really call myself a mechanic, although that was part of it. I think now I'm just a motorcycle artist, motorcycle showman.
Although Indian Larry gets his name from his early days of working on Indian motorcycles, he doesn't deal with any particular brands these days, preferring to manufacture his own parts. That way, he can focus on performance.
Generally, when I get a motor from someone else, I end up blowing it up, and then I find a stupid little problem inside of it that's like, what are they doing, you know? So I like to build my own motors, and generally they don't blow up. The bikes that I build, I always tell people, yeah, they're a chopper, but I try to make them a cross between a top fuel bike and a road race bike, but qualified for the street. So it's really a detuned road racer or a fuel bike that I can ride on the street. I like extreme performance, very slimmed down. I don't like to build bastardized choppers. I like to build a performance chopper, how I feel like what we were trying to achieve in the beginning, you know, an improved motorcycle. And that's not the direction I see it going today.
Indian Larry's influences span from the obvious, Ed Big Daddy Roth and Von Dutch, to the obscure, like Renaissance painter Michelangelo.
When he painted human form, he was just trying to get it like down pat, you know, trying to make an accurate rendition of what was in his mind. And that's all I'm really trying to do, capture the perfect motorcycle, which is never going to happen, but because the technology keeps going forward, and you know, I'm just pursuing that elusive idea of perfection and trying to enjoy the object as I proceed in that direction.
But these near-perfect bikes aren't a product of just Indian Larry.
Exactly, and I mean, I've always promoted the shop over the years like a band. There's one front guy, you have a drummer, you have a guitar player. It's the same thing here. We have machinists, fabricators, painters. That's like the band, and I'm like just the front guy, because you know, I try to find people that are better than me in all aspects.
I did like fabrication work and finishing detail, wiring, plumbing, all kinds of stuff.
He makes up for my laziness.
Well, he gives me a basic direction that he wants to go on this bike, and I just, you know, I know what he likes. I know what we do, so I just, you know, go on that.
Oh, good.
It's great working with him, but it sucks sometimes. You know, because he gets something grumpy, but you know, you gotta deal with it.
I've known Larry for about probably 15 years, something like that, 12, 15 years. You know, from the bike scene around the East Village, downtown, and always loved what he did. And then, you know, he came upon me doing what I was doing in the leather work, and we just kind of clicked right from the beginning. Never boring, I'll tell you that.
Outrageous appearance, outrageous performance. That pretty much sums up Indian Larry's bikes. And what's his favorite part of the building process?
I certainly like metal when it's red hot. You know, when it's red hot and we're forging or forming it into something. I like that because I'm more of a blacksmith, and like Jesse's a sheet metal guy, sheet metal former. You know, I can do all the sheet metal, make what I want, but over the years, sheet metal was just a necessary evil to the bike. You know, make a tank or modify it, make a fender or modify it. But I was all about the engine. You know, it was all about the engine and getting the chassis, the geometry down. And I'm still excited. I mean, each engine I build, you know, I tell these guys here, like when I'm finished building, it's sitting on the bench. I go like, I hope it runs, you know, because until I actually hear it fire, it's like, you know, that's still very exciting. When I first hear the engine first fire.
The moment that it start the motor.
I want them perfect. I want them to start, run, not leak oil, be extremely fast, really quick, handle good, be comfortable to ride a bike you can sit on and go like, you know, I'm going for an 8-hour ride and get off the bike and not feel bad.
It's pretty obvious to Indian Larry, the measure of any bike is its performance.
You know, look at the trend now. Big wide tire. If you don't have it, it's not a chopper. Well, wait a minute. When we started, we didn't have big wide. It was all about slim. And now it's like, you know, they want a long raked out front end. Well, the bikes don't handle. I mean, no matter what the builders say, that's just the facts of life. So they can't maneuver like this. And anybody that wants, we'll put a $1,000 bet down. We'll go once around Manhattan. You'll see what's up. In the world in general, I see too much crap. I'm constantly trying to eliminate things from my life and refine things down to just really the perfect state where if it's not quality, I don't want it in my life.
And if you have a question mark about Indian Larry's logo, it's a question mark. And why is that?
You tell me. That's, you know, over the years it just sort of evolved. You know, I used the question mark for about at least 10 years. I started using the question mark, and then one day, Paul, I suggested you put the, you know, the iron cross under it as the dot, and then Bobby was going like, make it spiral, because you know, you never know. It's just all nebulous going on. It's, to me, it's just a mystery of life. You just never know. At the risk of sounding arrogant, I have no competition because I'm not competing with anybody. I don't care what these shows, whether I win, lose, draw, just doesn't matter. I'm going to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, and when I want to do it, and that's that.
So what does Indian Larry think of his current state of success?
I think success just means you have bigger bills and more responsibilities. I mean, it's success, you know. I have to laugh because I don't know what that means. I think one of the single biggest things I did was just trying to treat people the way I want to be treated, just try to treat them respectfully. I still look for that over-the-top image. When, you know, I just like, when people look at it first, I like them to be mind blown, but within the framework that I want to create.